Today we're checking out some cool, in some cases weird, album cover Easter eggs that some people miss. The last one, a Guns N' Roses record, is my favorite. As a kid, I was fascinated by the cover of Ozzy Osbourne's 1982 album, Speak of the Devil. This is a live album featuring all classic Black Sabbath songs. On the cover, you have a crazed Ozzy spitting out back guts, which was actually cranberry sauce. You also have all this interesting writing around the frame of the image, which also continues on the back. There is actually some rhyme and reason to this lettering, which was taken from a runic alphabet. Alright, let's decipher the text. On the front cover, this actually says, "Howdy Dial-A-Demon Productions, in conjunction with Graveyard Graphics, proudly present the Madman of Rock dumping in Satanos Toiletto." And inside the gatefold, there's a message here as well. It says, "A tribute to Randy Rhoads' Axeman. That kid was my lifeline. You know, he was such a dynamic player, and I'd rather not talk about it anymore because it cuts me up every day of my life. Randy Rhoads, rest in peace and love." And on the back cover right here, it says Ozzy Osbourne, Madman of Rock and Roll. Check out the cover of the 1997 Oasis album, Be Here Now. Photographer Michael Spencer Jones recalled that the photo shoot degenerated into chaos, and that by 8 p.m. everyone was in the bar. There were school kids all over the set, and the lighting crew wouldn't start or couldn't start the generator. It was Alice in Wonderland meets Apocalypse Now. There's a lot to unpack here, and I'm not going to try to guess what it all means, but there is one Easter egg I did want to point out. This one's pretty cool. It's a subtle nod to the Beatles. Take a close look at that 1972 Rolls-Royce in the pool. Its license plate number is SYO724F. And that, dear 33ers, is the same plate number as the police car on the cover of Abbey Road. I thought that was pretty cool.
Channel 33. RPM.
In a recent video on controversial album covers, I talked briefly about the artwork to Green Day's 1994 album Dookie. Walmart and other retailers initially refused to sell it, which is kind of funny because there really isn't anything overly offensive going on here. In today's video, I want to talk about some of my favorite Easter eggs on this album cover. Over here, you have that creepy lady from the cover of Black Sabbath's debut album. Next to that image is the opening lyric to the album, "What is this that stands before me?" And next to that, of course, is Satan himself. Now check out the Bad Year blimp. Obviously, that's a take on the Good Year blimp. The banner attached to the blimp reads, "Eat at Chef Wong's." That is a subtle nod to the Ramones. The lyric sheet inside the Ramones' Rocket to Russia features a cartoon of a teen getting a lobotomy, and he's wearing a t-shirt that says, "Eat at Chef Wong's." In one of the open windows on the Green Day cover, you have a cartoon of Patti Smith. The character is striking the same pose that Patti did on the cover of her 1978 album Easter. Fitting for an album cover Easter egg, isn't it? Located just above Patti is Angus Young from AC/DC. He's posed on top of a building as depicted on the cover of AC/DC's 1977 album Let There Be Rock. Also, Fat Elvis makes an appearance on the album cover, strutting around right over there. There are other Easter eggs on the cover. I could probably dedicate an entire episode to Dookie. What are some of your favorite images on this album cover? Rush have been known to include some cool Easter eggs and special meanings on their album covers. I've talked about a few of these in the past, including the triple entendre on the cover of the 1981 album Moving Pictures. In this case, you have movers who are carrying pictures. You have people crying because the pictures passing by are emotionally moving. And finally, on the back cover, you have a film crew making a motion picture or a moving picture of the whole scene. There you go, triple entendre. I visited the location of this album cover shoot in a video last year. A link to that below so you can check it out. Rush's 1980 album Permanent Waves also has a triple entendre. The woman's hair has a permanent wave, or a perm. There is a man in the background on the left who is waving, and right behind the woman is a giant wave. A wave of water. One last Rush one for you. Check out the cover of the band's 2012 album Clockwork Angels. The time depicted on the album cover is 9/12. Of course, that's a nod to Rush's fourth studio album, 2112, released in 1976, because 912 is 2112. If you're digging this video, I've put together a few playlists I know you will also love. These videos talk about album cover secrets and controversies, copycat album covers, and famous album covers in real life. There's some cool Easter egg stuff in there as well. Head over to the Channel 33 RPM YouTube page to check them out, and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Now back to today's video. I got this comment from viewer Timo Petersey. He wrote, just like the guitar on the Boston record, it took me years to finally spot the guitar on the first Ritchie Blackmore's Rainbow album cover. I've talked about the Boston debut before. If you turn that spaceship upside down, you see a guitar. The Rainbow one wasn't as obvious to me, but take a closer look at that castle and the Easter egg becomes apparent. Follow the tallest tower all the way up and you'll see it's actually a guitar neck. At the very top, you see a headstock from a Fender Stratocaster. Follow the neck down again, you can clearly see the two cutaways from the guitar. And just below that, you see the tremolo bar attached to the Strat's bridge. The Fender Stratocaster, of course, was Ritchie Blackmore's axe of choice. Danny shot me this note. He wrote, the Mob Rules album spells Satan backwards. The whip as an S, stick as an A, the canvas as a T, and you can see the rest. All right, well, I've heard some people say that they can see the words Kill Ozzy in the bottom right of the cover, but this one is new to me. Let's take a closer look. All right, I can see an S in the whip. And I guess I can make out an A in the supports for that canvas frame. And I see what could be a T on top, then another A here. But I don't see an N. Maybe it's kind of right in here. I'm not sure. If this is a hidden Easter egg, it's not a very good one. There are other Easter eggs on the album cover. Satan's face in the blood on the canvas is far more interesting. All right, this is a fun one from viewer Kevin Beck. He wrote, check out the album Big Boat by Phish. When you look at it, it looks like a battleship. And if you turn it on its side, it's just a double image of a factory. All right, that's cool. I did not know about that one. And here's a comment from viewer A Mating Mind. And he or she wrote, you should do the Zodiac Killer cryptogram on the Spaghetti Incident album by Guns N' Roses. It's not really hidden, just not very noticeable. I had the album for over 20 years before I realized it was there. It deciphers as F*** 'em all, which is possibly a reference to Metallica's Kill 'em All, as Axl and James Hetfield were publicly feuding at the time. Alright, this is cool. I think Mating Mind was referring to these squiggles at the bottom of the cover. For those of you not in the know, the Zodiac Killer was a serial killer who operated in Northern California in the late 1960s. He sent a series of letters to local newspapers threatening killing sprees and bombings if his letters were not printed. Some of the letters included cryptograms. It was one of those codes that GNR apparently used on the cover of the Spaghetti Incident. Alright 33ers, what are some of your favorite album cover Easter eggs? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. I'll be back again really soon. Till then, keep on spinning.